The mosquitoes love us. They give us a nice friendly greeting. And that's how we greet them back. What happens when you throw a family reunion in Mexico? So we've arrived in Zapotlanejo, Mexico, which is about 30 minutes outside of Guadalajara, Mexico. And the reason we're here is because this is the town where this lovely lady's family grew up in. And also we're here for a giant family reunion that they hold every 2 years.
So my grandparents from my mom's side had 14 kids, and my grandparents from my dad's side had 9 kids. So I have lots of cousins, and this family reunion is gonna be amazing. So this is Los Viros. This is a restaurant that my cousin opened up, and it's in memory of her dad who passed away recently. It's been open for about a year now, and it has all kinds of foods for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. Los Viros, which is a reference to the Beatles, because my uncle really liked their music. So it's a play on words in reference to that, but also virotes, which is the bread that we typically eat here. So when you pronounce Beatles in Spanish, they sort of pronounce it more like Beatles, so it makes the reference to them.
How did you like it?
Delicioso. Very good. And thank you for having vegetarian options.
Very good, supporting the family business. So the very first time that my wife brought me to, well, she wasn't my wife at the time, but that she brought me to Zapotlanejo, we came to this little taco place here. It was the very first thing I did, and it's always in my heart with Zapotlanejo. So whenever I come back here, we come for some tacos. It's like having your own grandma cooking you fresh homemade tacos. That's what it's like right here. That was so good. So in case you were wondering, Taco Bell is not Mexican food.
This is the town hall of Zapotlanejo, and it's a very important government building. The mayor of the city will come out through that balcony and give a message, or during Independence Day, he will yell out Viva Mexico, and everyone's gathered and yells Viva Mexico. So this door here, the great door, leads into my great-grandmother's house. Now it belongs to my uncles and aunts from my dad's side of the family, but this is where they grew up, and there's a lot of memories in this house. My great-grandmother lived here. My grandmother grew up in this house. There's a lot of memories here. My dad used to come here to visit my great-grandparents. There's a patio in the middle that's an Arab influence when the Spaniards brought the architecture from the Arab influence. So this is Guadalupe Victoria Street, one of the most popular bustling streets here in Zapotlanejo. The stereotypical story of the Zapotlanejo couple is that the girl comes and works here, the guy finds her, then they get married, and then the story ends. So there's a lot of girls modeling here, looking really good, trying to sell the clothes, trying to make a life for themselves. So this is one of the most popular streets here. Temple here in Zapotlanejo. It's a very special place because there's a lot of religious ceremonies, baptisms, weddings. There's actually a wedding going on right now. And this is actually the place where my parents got married back in 1988. So the first time that my parents showed me their wedding video, I was so happy to see them, but at the same time felt sad and started crying, asking them why they didn't invite me to their wedding. Obviously, I wasn't born yet.
We get married here in May 20, 1988. It has been 30 years that passed over, and we haven't passed yet.
My parents met back in 1987. They were both in a park, and my dad was with some friends, and my mom came over to the park with her sister and the husband. and she approached my dad and asked him if she could sit by near, if they could stay in that park. And my dad said, yes, of course. Love at first sight. He thought she was the most beautiful girl, her beautiful smile, and since that day, he hasn't left her.
And then 24 years later, we were in a salsa club, and she approached me and asked me if I could dance. It runs in the family.
I guess so.
So Zapotlanejo is in the Jalisco state of Mexico, and if you ever talk to anybody from Mexico or that knows Mexico, they'll tell you Jalisco's women have the most beautiful eyes. So let's see if that's true. Can we see your eyes? I think that's true. We all end up here one day, live with no regrets.
This is the house that my dad constructed about 25 years ago.
I designed it.
He designed it and he wanted to keep a very rustic look to it. We lived here for about 2.5, 3 years of our childhood, and we have really great memories riding our bikes here, my sister and I. He made that basketball court so that I can grow taller because I'm short, and obviously it didn't work, or maybe it worked and I just grew a centimeter extra. But yeah, this is our house and we have really good memories. It's currently being rented to another family. We always like to come and see it and reminisce.
Okay, now let's speak.
All of this terrain belonged to my grandfather, and he decided to give a lot of land to each of his children. So they had 9, my grandparents had 9 kids, and each of them got a piece of land here. The dream was for them to live together and have each of them build their own houses. Only some of us have homes here. We don't really, all of us live here, but that was their vision that they created. But it's nice because each summer we come here and spend time together, all the cousins and the uncles and the aunts. In some way we are living that legacy that my grandparents wanted for their family.
So Zapotlanejo is very well known for being a fashion district, a great place to buy clothing. Of course, that makes it very dangerous to bring your wife here. When you have 100 cousins in one small city, you're gonna have random run-ins with the family while you're walking.
I just like proud relatives. And my mom had a lot of her resemblance.
Oh,
so it was
really?
a combination of like seeing my mom and my grandma. It's just like, I kissed her several times.
Yeah,
just like
she saw that,
tears.
yeah. Thank you so much.
I saw my mom. Oh my God. Yeah.
This is a very popular shoe and belt store. All the shoes here are handmade, full leather. The store's been open for 100 years. The grandfather opened the store here. Now his grandson runs the store, and his great-grandson also helps run the store. Really cool, really local, family-owned, authentic place to come.
So the owner of this place knew my grandfather, Eligio Padilla, and he said, oh, your face looks familiar. It looks like you're from this town. So, of course, and we shook hands and we're friends now.
All right, so my wife's shopping has rubbed off on me. I decided to buy some handmade leather shoes. Really, really nice. Everything's really, really cheap here. Both these pairs of shoes total were about $60. Handmade leather, bought it from a local place. Really, really amazing. I feel much more hip right now. So if you saw the movie Coco, you will have seen this little center plaza area. Almost every little town in Mexico has a little plaza like this in the center. Really, really cool, really, really nice. People come here, gather here, hang out, people watch, maybe interact with one another. We're having a little dinner get together.
Everybody passes, keep passing. It's the same thing.
That was a very long boomerang. It's like 7 in the morning and they're ringing all kinds of bells. That's what you get in these small little Catholic towns, I guess. 9 a.m. tacos.
Hola.
Hola, abuelita.
¿Cómo estás? ¿La puede meter al refri si quiere? Take a picture.
So this is Abuelita's house, and we're gonna walk in just next door here, and it's Abuelita's store.
Aww.
How much do you make on a monthly basis? What's your P&L?
Es bazar.
That's my grandma.
Unique, go ahead.
¿Cómo lo conoció?
Un 2 de febrero, enviados en una fiesta.
¿Y de qué era la fiesta?
La Candelaria.
Sí, como de una virgen.
Sí, sí, sí.
¿Y lo
Ajá.
vio usted a él o él lo vio, la vio usted?
Pues yo creo que los dos.
Sí,
Los dos.
y empezaron a platicar. Mamá, ¿qué pasa?
Para las dos tengo.
Sí, yo para los dos también. Pues mejor me le aventé a ella.
O sea, que fue la que te gustó más.
¿Por qué?
¿Por qué te la aventaste a ella?
No sé, me nació del corazón.
Why didn't you go for her?
Ya de ahí ya fuimos, ¿no? Nos correspondió, ya quedamos correspondidos y platicamos y ya
They're making fresh salsa for us. True Mexican salsa. Delicious and authentic. Red shirt matches the red house. So our time in Zapo here is coming to an end, and my mom is going to give our final thoughts.
I just want to say I had an amazing experience here, seeing all the Padillas, family, cousins, aunts, uncles. Had a wonderful time. I felt like I went to Iran and was visiting my own relatives. So thank you for making me so welcome. Love you all.
It was really nice to be around such warm, loving family. In-laws are like my own family. It feels really great, and there's so many cousins and uncles. Just love coming from every single angle. It's really, really an amazing experience here in Zapotlanejo.